So why don't you tell me a little bit about your client, first of all?
Our client was Candy. I don't know how old she is. That's about, she had MS?
Yeah, multiple sclerosis.
Yeah, you're the doctor who explained
She
this
had,
part.
okay, she had multiple sclerosis,
Mm-hmm.
on the right side of her body, so that means it was eating the left side of her brain. And so she didn't have any fine motor skills in her legs or her arm, so she could lift up her arm and like go like this, but she couldn't like grab something, or she could, I don't know, she can't grab anything, she can like go like that, but
She has no motion.
yeah, she doesn't have any fine motor skills.
She had a service dog
Mhm.
named Denali.
So you interviewed her, and you came up with the fact she told everybody many things that were wrong, right? And you decided on a cutting board /
Sandwich maker.
sandwich
3000.
makers. Oh, the Sandwich Maker 2000. Okay. So what made you lean towards that product?
Well, actually,
That was not our first
it
idea.
started out as a cane with a pinchy grab claw at the end so that she could pick things up in the grocery store if she needed to.
I forgot about
And-
Yeah,
that.
because it's like against like
Store
some
policy and
some
stuff
like
for
some like the health department wouldn't let Denali pick it up because
Yeah. Otherwise, she had to buy it.
yeah.
So it was that was our first design, and
Which was my design.
about a week into that, I got sick of trying to make a grab claw that would actually function without just snapping in half. So I came up with had a moment, and I just started talking and rambling, and I came up with a bread tray, and it was going to be awesome, and I named it Sandwich Maker 3000.
3,000 or
3,000.
2,000?
I think it's 3,000
Yeah, I
on the
think it's
board
3,000.
because
She's
2,000
taken 3,000.
2,000's too low.
3,000 of your heart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my group was against it at first. They were not
Which
happy
we
with me.
had a third group member, but she
Thought about that too.
we had a third group member, and she
She's no longer
never
with
really
us.
So
she's
let's-
number one no longer with us, and she never really produced any ideas with
Let's
us.
talk about that a little bit. So what makes that hard? Because you both spoke about how you started with a first idea and then it kind of morphed into this one, and then you said that you didn't feel you weren't totally on board with this idea right away. So what made it different having that third person who just wasn't there for the work? And that's what it was. She just wasn't present. Like if somebody is present for the work, you listen to their ideas and all that. But if somebody's not physically here, what happens to the work?
It gets lowered down, honestly. It eventually turned to a point where that person just was, I don't want to say
You have to move
banished,
forward, but you have
they
you
were
fired them,
shunned from the
right?
group,
And you basically
and we just moved on as if there wasn't a third person in the group and carried
I
on.
feel like at the time we felt like we were kind of like missing something. Like we were putting effort into that third person, but she wasn't putting the same effort into it. So we felt like we were like losing something, but then
you were using
when-
too much energy to keep that third member
yeah,
up to date.
but then once we just finally like got to a point where we were like we just can't do it anymore. So we kind of gave up, and she never really can't really say she gave up because I don't really
I think she started.
I don't think she started, but I don't know. I think we were missing something, and then we like.
But you tried to.
filled it.
It's not like you didn't include a group member, because you realize that the work is even better when you have more facets of different ideas, right? But this was that it was dead weight.
Yeah.
And you honestly, you're the only group that had to really experience this. But there comes a point where you have to say, we can't work with this person anymore. And there's people who say to me, I need a different group, and I go, no, go back at it, right?
Yeah.
But in this situation, I said, we're gonna fire her, right? But you definitely had to have that time of trial. I can't just say you're fired
Yeah,
right
you
off the
definitely
bat.
pushed us
Mhm.
for a while, and then we kept coming to you with the same complaints over and over and over again.
Yep. And when the work stops because of a group member, that becomes toxic, and that's when we have to say, we can't do that. Okay? So good. I mean, I think that's good that you had that experience. I know that it was a difficult experience. I know that you both kind of came at that experience in a different direction, but I think together you both said, we can't do this work anymore, right? Okay. What did you learn about yourself in this class that you will take into college? Get them in the car. We might have to pause this.
We'll just read through it.
I think like being open, like I was like really shy and I didn't really like give out my ideas, and then I think our first ever project that we did, I was with Zane, I wasn't with Hunter, and like I think that's when I like started like producing and like giving out my ideas.
Okay.
And I think that's when I like started finding like success and like talking to others. I think that's what helped me.
Okay. What about you?
I'm the complete opposite. Mine was actually taking ideas rather than just leaving them to my own.
Okay.
It's something that is definitely going to be applied more because I'm kind of if I only do it myself, then there's no way it can get screwed up unless I screw it up. And so it's just kind of one of those things where I don't have to rely on someone else or hope that they pick up their end. And then we ended up having to deal with that. But, overall it still came back to just working on taking ideas from others and helping put it all together.
I can make myself available. You want me to just go with them?
Can you go ask them? Yeah, I'm almost done, then I'll come. What, okay, so, I mean, is there anything you want to add? I think that, you've done a fabulous job. There's been many points of, not sure, are we gonna get to the finish line, but you made it to the finish line. With all of those,
I just think it's crazy.
when you
how
start with
it
that,
started out with something
and we have a paper
this
one,
small,
right? You started that small.
and then it turned around and ended up being something that big with
And-
multiple pieces.
And look at all those prototypes and pieces, and never mind the paper and the.
I think it was literally a new one every week
Yeah.
for almost every week until the last two.
Yeah.
But you did get to what you thought. You were happy with it, and quality was something that both of you really wanted. You wanted something with a quality, and you did listen to her. She wanted it lighter. She wanted it not so sharp. So I think that, and she wanted it to be all compact. And so you listened to her. You did. So well done. Okay? All right. Good job. It's been great having you both.
Stop.
Scene.